Hi everyone, it's Simon here again from Clear Vision. I'm coming to you today with another video. I've got 6 ways this week, I think it's 6, to combat feeling overwhelmed with life or maybe a certain situation. So as always, please like and subscribe to the channel and leave any feedback, any comments, anything you want me to talk about, share my insights on, share my experience of. Please feel free to message me. If you want, you can contact me via the website or via the Facebook page and various other forms of social media. So here we go, let's begin. 6 ways to, 6 ways to combat feeling overwhelmed. Number 1, get some exercise. There is sometimes, if your mind's really busy and chock full of stuff, sometimes going out doing some exercise, hit the punch bag, go for a jog, get on your bike, go for a run, go for a walk, chill out, and that begins to focus the mind. I'm going to make it 7 actually. So that's number 1. Get some exercise, even if it's for 20 minutes. Just get that mind to slow down and have a break. Sorry, not break your mind, have a break. Okay, that's number 1. Number 2 is to meditate, which again, there are a ton of videos on how to do. There are guided meditations on YouTube. Search all over, you'll find a ton of stuff. Meditation regulates the breathing, helps clear the mind. You might find it emotional, you might find it really, really difficult, etc, etc, but it brings stillness. And it's a bit like the exercise, it just brings stillness. And regulating your breathing through meditation does amazing things to the brain. All sorts of chemicals get released, and it can help with feeling overwhelmed. And sometimes people, and I do it myself, you're working on a project, blah, 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 you're doing this, you're doing that, and I just need 10 minutes, breathe in. Or I can't see the wood for the trees, I can't figure out what to do next. Maybe you're working on a project and you got several avenues, you don't know which one to choose. Meditate on it. It sounds cliche, but it does work. Or go out and exercise. So that's number 2. Number 3, which kind of is a combination, oh, that was my finger. Number 3, which is a combination with exercise and meditation, is to get out in nature. That can bring amazing calm and stillness. So we'll call that number 3, and we'll link those all together. Again, you can kind of clear the mind. You can meditate while you go for a walk. You don't have to sit in the lotus position and do all of that to meditate. You can play a musical instrument, switch your mind off. You can go for a walk and focus on your feet, or focus on the scenery ahead. Anything that distracts your mind away, pulls your mind away from its focus, because your mind is an amazing thing. We still don't fully understand it. Your mind will be your best friend and it'll be your worst enemy at the same time. So it's important sometimes to distract the mind, and kind of really push it another way. So get outside in some nature, get some exercise if you need to, and meditate. So those are 3 points. Journaling, and I've done another video about journaling. Journaling is really it's a really cool thing to do to help clear the mind. You can just write stuff out and you'll begin to see things falling into place. Maybe you'll find the answers you're looking for, or you'll just simply empty out what's going on in here, and it empties it out on the page. It can give you some relief from feeling overwhelmed and get you back in the saddle, back in control, back in the driver's seat, and making decisions that benefit you rather than running around like a chicken with no head. So that would be number 4. Number 5 would be what you consume. I've done diet in another video, but what you consume. So if you're, regulate your screen time or monitor it. What are you consuming? You just go through reel after reel after reel after reel after reel, and it doesn't bring you anything. Or Facebook post after Facebook post, or comments, negative comments, and you're finding yourself embroiled in arguments that really are a waste of your energy. What's your porn consumption like? Is your porn consumption really, really high? I'm I'm not going to say porn's wrong. I'm not going to say porn is good for you or anything like that. But, you know, begin to kind of like think about the things you're consuming. Now you're consuming lots of horror movies, shit TV, YouTube video after YouTube video, just sitting there until you're falling asleep. What are you doing? You know, sometimes it's better to maybe stare out the window at the scenery than to just keep bombarding your mind with endless information, whether it's good quality, bad quality, illusions, fantasies, whatever it may be, and you just keep feeding your mind, you know. And it's kind of a blunt way of saying it: shit in, shit out. You put good stuff in, you get good stuff out. So, and that can help you. Sometimes we can, when we're feeling overwhelmed, we turn to the phone, to the internet, to social media, and it doesn't help. So a way to stop yourself from feeling overwhelmed, if this is happening over a period of days or with something with your life, is that you're trying to bring everything down a bit, getting a bit more focused, getting a bit more calm. So watch what you consume, as well as food, but I've done that on another one. Again, same thing, high sugars, high caffeines, etc., and it's going to do something to you. So that would be 4 or 5. I always lose count. The next one I'd say would be to distance yourself from negativity. But if you find someone who's particularly negative for you and you're coming away with kind of more emotions than you had when you started with, so you're coming away either feeling sad or feeling angry, frustrated, pissed off, whatever it may be, maybe it's a good idea to put some distance in, even if that's a partner, even if that's your spouse. You know, well, I don't know where you're at this last few days, but it's beginning to overwhelm me. It's beginning to cloud my judgment, cloud my thoughts, and take over my stuff. So distance yourself, or talk to your partner about it, would be a good thing. But you can distance yourself from certain people. You've got someone who's quite aggressive at work, or who projects a lot and acts out a lot. You know, pull away. And you know what? There are 100,000 of different ways to say no to people. There are 1,000 ways to move away from people without causing conflict or challenges. And you're your own person, and you're here to live your life the way that works for you and brings you the most benefit. Obviously, there's always a fine line between being egotistical, narcissistic, and selfish, but you know, you've got to look after yourself. You really have. And there is nothing wrong with putting people at arm's length for a bit if you need to, again, bring things down. So that would be my 6th point, I think. And my final one, which took me years to learn: keep things to yourself. Don't overshare. What people tend to do, what we tend to do as human beings, is we have a problem, we have a situation, and we then ask for help. I've been guilty of this as well through my life. You know, what do you think? And 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 before you know it, you're more confused than when you started. So sometimes keep things to yourself, or have one person. Your therapist would be a good one. Have 2 people. And I think from what I've learned myself, and from what I've learned from clients and students, is we also have those friends who we know how they're going to answer. So we know if I ask them this question, what do you think I should do here? You know what they're going to tell you, and you know what that person's going to tell you. And we kind of unconsciously do this. Consciously mix it up. We know, you know, you kind of, I really knew they were going to say that. So sometimes, yeah, we need that feedback from the environment. We need that feedback from people. Sometimes, you know, I've asked the question, what do you think? Am I being a dick here, or am I being an idiot here? You know, am I being unreasonable? And if you trust the person's judgment and your friend's ability to be able to take an objective view, a helicopter view, then ask them. But if you begin to ask lots of people, it's not such a good road to go down. It can bring more feelings of being overwhelmed. You know, oh no, I really don't know what I'm doing. And I think as a kind of like bolt onto that as well, if you have ideas, projects, hopes, ambitions, things you want to do, be very careful who you share that with, because stuff like where you want to go, what you want to do, change your career, start up a new hobby, a new sideline, whatever it may be. I don't know. Learn an instrument, learn a new hobby, publish something, whatever it may be. If you start sharing the idea before you've kind of begun, you will get a lot of, and it's natural, you will eventually come across people who will give you the negative. Yeah, but then you got to do this, and you got to spend money, and then you got to do that, and you got to spend a lot of time on it, and you got to do this, blah blah blah, and you don't know this, and you don't know that, and you don't know the other, and before you know it, you've got more negativity to deal with, and the human mind tends to focus on negativity because I don't know why actually, because it's easier. Because I think at a very young age, we learn to unlove ourselves. Is my frank, basic opinion. We learn to unlove ourselves because the world teaches us to unlove ourselves, and then we have to relearn to love ourselves and have faith and belief and trust in ourselves and our abilities. So I think sometimes, and again, actually, I think it's a bit of a Chinese thing or a Buddhist thing. I'm not too sure. The other way you could look at it in a more kind of philosophical, spiritual way is you're putting energy out there, which would be better reserved for what you're doing and what you want to do. So if you begin to overshare, if you begin to tell people all your ideas, the energy's going the wrong way. The energy should stay here, ready for that idea. And the other thing is normally someone who wants to steal your idea, and you give them some inspiration, and then you get more frustrated because they go away and do it because they had more time and money than you, or something like that. I mean, these things are all set to test us, but so sometimes it's better keep it to yourself or tell someone who you really trust and you really trust their opinion. So those are my tips today, and I have lost count. I think that was 7. 7 ways to reduce feeling overwhelmed and prevent more things overwhelming you. As always, please like and subscribe to the channel. I hope you enjoyed the video. There are loads more there. I hope you find something in it. Feel free to leave some feedback, some comments, and I will endeavour to answer everything that you ask me. Adios.